Today I'm working on my 2011 Volkswagen GTI. I want to make a quick video talking about a product. It's very common on these cars to have low boost pressure fault, as my car does, a P0299. See it all the time. I work on a lot of these cars and they come in on a regular basis with this fault. What typically happens is, it's hard to tell, but up there at the wastegate, right behind there, there's a little flapper, and the bushing for the flapper that shuts the wastegate on the exhaust housing of the turbo, the bushing wears out, so it starts to, this is the most common thing. I've seen other ways of these failing, but this is typically what happens. The bushing wears out and it doesn't have enough preload on that wastegate door. So on older turbos, a lot of times, or in different manufacturers, they would have the wastegate actuator rod would be threaded, and you'd be able to adjust the preload to kind of make up for wear in a bushing or something like that. But on these you can't really do that. So this company's named Turbo Bend. They came up with this hydraulic bender. It's actually a pretty cool idea. You can see the end. It's really well made. It's a hydraulic unit, and the end of it here, the rod goes through here, the wastegate rod, and it puts a kink in it, and it does it so that the rest of the rod remains straight. I've seen people go in there with pry bars and bend the whole thing, but then it's kind of working at a different angle than it's intended to. You know, out of the actuator, it's actually bent then. And I like this much better. And it's nice too because it's a calculated length. They know that you're taking off, I think it's 3 or 4 millimeters of increasing the preload on the wastegate. 3 or 4 millimeters with this, just based on the anvil design here. So it's kind of a cool design. It's very hard to bend because that's why it requires hydraulic pressure. You can't really just make something like this easily. You have to pump this a bunch to get it to work. But this is for sale for, I think, a couple $100s. I'll put a link in the description. It's not an affiliate link or anything, but yeah. So how you'd want to use it, super quick, super easy to use. You'd want to remove this heat shield right here on a standard front wheel drive TSI, you know, Mark 5, Mark 6. You know, a lot of the Tiguan, stuff like that. It's a little bit more complicated if you have an all-wheel drive one, but remove these. So they're just 16 millimeter bolts. Right, so I pulled that shield out of the way, and you can see I took this Turbo Bend tool and I stuck it up there. It's on the actuator rod here. At first I had a little update thing on the you know, they have an anti-rattle clip that you put on the wastegate pivot, but with that off, it fits much better. You can see how I have it on there like this, just around the rod all the way, and then you basically just start pumping. There's it'll stop when it's done, I guess. So you start pumping on this lever here, and as you pump, I'll see if I can leave it up here so you can see, it starts to bend that rod. There it is. So pull the pressure back off with this little dial it has here. Turn that, and now you just kind of wiggle that off there. You may need to pry it off because it's a little tight. There it is. And now the turbo has a big kink on the wastegate hose, or on the wastegate rod, and it took all of the free play out of this pivot here. So it should increase, you know, bring boost pressure back to kind of where it was, compensate for the wear in that bushing there, and yeah, it's a pretty cool idea. So that's it. I'll put a link in the description. Thanks for watching.